had a viewer request. It's nice to have one. They requested that I show them how to repair the Arrma Vorteks with the wheel falling off. It's actually really simple. It only took 10 minutes at most to repair it. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that, and we're also going to upgrade the Vortex while we're here doing this. It's simple upgrade. I broke the rear drive shafts after my son crashed it, and it bent the motor plate. So I ordered a new one, put it in, and put the optional high-speed gearing in, which was, I believe, a 20-tooth pinion. And it got to 54 miles per hour before I called it quits and just wanted to play with it. And it went ahead and snapped the rear drive shaft. So I ordered some steel CVDs from Arrma. But while I'm changing those, I'll go ahead and show you how I repaired the screw coming loose on the one of the rear wheels, and I'll show you how to repair it. That way, if it happens to you, you know what to do. So this is exactly what happened to me. This piece came off of this piece, and if you remember in that video, it looked just like that. What actually happened was there's a screw down in there. If you can see, there's no screw. That came loose from here. Let's see if we can, there we go. And that screw, you have to take the arm apart and you grab a long bit and stuff it into the end of the drive shaft all the way through the universal. If you see, there's a hole in the universal down there that goes into the hub. And if you see, the screw is still in there. All I had to do was tighten that screw up. But I also added some of this thread locker. This stuff here makes sure that screw is not going to go anywhere. You have to use some heat to let this stuff go. This, if you read the back of it, you can pause it and look at it. I believe it's a ridiculous amount of PSI strength that this thread locker takes. That screw is a 2mm Allen bit, and I use these Traxxas hardened bits that guarantees I won't round out any more screws, because I've spent plenty of times rounding out screws trying to repair it, and it's kind of a pain. But all you do is you take the upper turnbuckle loose. You can take it loose from here on the rear. If it's on the rear, you just take this loose and then fold the wheel out. Take the wheel off of the metal hex, and once that's off, it's just going to lay down here like that. You lay this down, you put this back together. Let me set this camera to the side and I'll see if I can show you how to do this. So you take this piece here, you put this in here, twist it whichever way it may go in, you shove it in, and then all you do is you reach your Allen bit inside of there and you tighten that screw down with a little bit of Loctite on it, and it won't happen again. And then you take your wheel and you set this down in here. You'll bolt your wheel on after you've set all this stuff in. Once you get it all in, it's good to go. That's how simple it was. It only took a couple of minutes, and I was back out bashing with it again. Alright, so that's the repair. I mean, as simple as it can be. But don't forget to add the thread locker. If you don't add the thread locker, it's probably going to happen again. So I did that repair. Like I said, I went ahead and fixed the motor mount on this thing, and I put in the optional high-speed gearing on it, and it went a little faster, but I didn't really take it out and do any type of speed runs with it because I was just playing with the kids. But while I was doing those speed runs, what actually ended up happening was the rear drive shaft decided to say it was done and wanted to go home. It'd be nice if this thing would focus. There we go. So it came apart, and it's pretty hard to get these pieces of plastic back together. They don't want to separate to accept the universal back again. So what did I do? I went and ordered some Arrma CVD sliders. As you can see, this is an authentic Arrma part. It is hardened steel sliders. Essentially, they're just drive shafts. We're going to put these in, and this also gets rid of the screw problem at the same time. So it's a double-edged sword. You don't have to worry about the wheels coming off anymore, and you don't have to worry about snapping any more drive shafts. Next thing to worry about is probably the center drive shaft. That's made out of plastic as well. So we're going to go ahead and throw those in there and see what happens. So just as promised, we're going to do the speed run with the high-speed gearing on it. We'll reset this to 0. Alright, see what it does. So here you can see I'm getting ready to do the speed run on the high-speed gearing. It gets up almost full throttle, and now it's slowed down. And on the way back, you'll see this is full throttle. It's only like it's got maybe 25% throttle in it. And when I get it back, I went ahead and pulled the body off, pulled the battery out, plugged the battery back in, reset the ESC, and does it again. And I don't understand why. I did some light reading on it, and it says that you just need to do a factory reset on your ESC, and all I've ever done to it is I raised the punch level from a 3 to a 5. Again, you can see right here, it goes full speed almost, and then it just goes into a limp mode. And that's when I make the turnaround, come back, that's full throttle, and I don't understand why it's doing this. So I took this thing out, attempted to do the speed run on it. As you've seen, you didn't actually see a reported speed on it because it only got to 52 miles per hour. But what happened was every time it got up to about 3/4 the speed or load, it would just go into limp mode. The motor wasn't hot, ESC wasn't hot. The ESC LED on here, this little LED light started blinking red. So I changed batteries. I started with the Traxxas battery, changed it out, put a Zop Power battery in it. Made no difference. I did a reset on the ESC, made no difference. I don't know what's going on. Um, I changed it to a Traxxas connector. The fans are working. I don't know why this thing's going into limp mode. It didn't do that until I put the high-speed gearing in it. I don't know if it's just too much load on it. And I put the hardened steel CVDs on it. And that's the one thing I've done to it so far. And it still goes. But, so, again, I don't know why it's doing that. If you guys have an idea, drop a comment, let me know. I'm open to anything. But short of that, this thing's awesome. I do like it. It seems to handle extremely well for what it is. And this Creighton, I'm changing all my connectors to IC5 connectors because these Traxxas connectors don't seem to hold or handle the current load like I thought they would. So we're just going to all IC5s, even on the Traxxas cars. Now this Creighton here, it actually ended up burning up a servo. It hasn't even taken really any jumps. I think it took 6 or 7 jumps that were maybe 8-9 feet high. Servo burned up in it, so we got a new servo for it, and we're waiting for the connectors to get this one back out. I just got done building this. It's a 79 F250 JC Concepts body. I've got a full build list coming up. I did not actually do the build on camera because it doesn't seem like I get great receptions from the builds. If you're interested, I will start doing it. Let me know what you think.